Hello friends, welcome to my channel. I am so happy to have you here. My name is Jen and today's stamping theme is going to be Halloween gnomes. So I just started with a simple Halloween color for the base, which is LA Colors in Stardom. Okay, I'm going to be using this plate today, which is from Pretty Fingers by Robin, and I will put the correct name of it in the description box. It's got these really cute little doors, lots of little gnomes, and it has large gnomes and little gnomes. So I kind of wish I had a size right in between the two, because I do feel like the little ones maybe a bit smaller than what I want, but I feel like the big ones are probably pretty much going to cover the nail. But because I want the details to show it better, I think I am going to go ahead and go with the larger images for the nail tips. And for this specific mani, I'm not going to do the doors today, but I will get to those for another one. I want to focus just on the gnomes today. Okay, I'm going to use Maniology's Acorn B498 for the pickup. And I'm going to start on this guy here and work my way over. I was trying to make sure I'm tapped that polish in there. I don't like that pickup. I'm going to do it again. Okay, there's this one. I'm kind of wondering, I may actually need to clean the plate before doing this, because sometimes some people do that to make it pick up better. Okay, we're going to do this one. I probably should have used straight up black. I feel like that probably would have been better. I think I'm going to actually swap to that. Okay, yeah, I like that better for this particular plate. Alright, we'll do this one. Now I didn't go back and pick that other one up. Oh, don't look right. I didn't pick that other first one up in straight up black, so I may need to go back and do that. Okay, I'm redoing that one just because that second scrape I did took it too much off. And then I'll get the extras off. I'm going to jump up to this one here. And then this one here, it says trick or treat. He's holding this little sign. And I'm tilting my scraper card up because I feel like this is doing better with it doing that. Okay, so this guy's got a little tombstone down here, so I'm going to go to a Maybelline Serene Steel. And I know we've got a lot of little guys to do. This has just been one of those days I couldn't like get started on here, and things were just kind of like unsettled. Okay, for the ghost, we're going to go to Paparazzi Simply Lovely. So I'll do one with you and one off camera. Okay, so this one and two others have pumpkins, so I'm going to go to Paparazzi Dandelion Fuzz this time, and I'm going to do that for all of them, but I will do this one with you. Hope you're all doing well and having a wonderful day. Okay, be right back. For his little boots, I'm going to use Kenny Mayo 930. I'm so disappointed because I have not gotten to do my own nails, just lack of time. I'll get them like prepped and ready to go and it never fails. I have to end up redoing it because I wait too long. Okay, for the strap on his hat and the strap on his belt, I'm going to go to Paparazzi Be Optimistic. So, is it finally fall where you were at? It has started to cool off here finally, a little bit. Actually, nighttime does get kind of pretty cool, but the leaves are like falling off the trees already. You don't really get to see much of the fun colors. And the mosquitoes are still out. So while I'll let that dry, I'm going to jump to the beard and do Candy Mayo 938. I don't want a bright white for it. Okay, to save you time, I went through to do all their beards the same color. I've used Sally Hansen Instant Dry and Instant Coffee for their faces and hands. So for this one's outfit, I'm going to go to Kenny Mayo 915. I just figured I'd save you the time of kind of basically watching the repeated thing since they all got their little beards. So the underneath part of his hat is also showing, so I'm going to go ahead and do that as well. And this one is finished. Okay, so this guy is mostly beard, which has already been done because the rest of him is mostly solid. So for his sign, let's do Paparazzi in Bright Away. So I'm just gliding it over since I had enough polish, but if you don't have enough, then the tapping would be better so that you don't cover up or don't smear the words. I also just want to say thank you so very much for showing me some love and support whenever you give Sis a like. I do greatly appreciate it. And I guess I might as well, let me think. I was thinking about he's got a little piece of his arm outfit showing. Let's do something different. Let's jump to the yellow. We'll go ahead and do that. Look like a little bumblebee shirt. And this one's done. Okay, and this one I did the belt buckle in that same yellow. So for this hat, let's go to new color 912. Just for the upper portion, that way those spiders will show up that are on his hat. Instead of doing like a darker color, then they won't show up so good. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead with that yellow for the floofy portion of his hat. I don't want to do white because I feel like that'd make it too Christmas looking. Okay, for his outfit, let's go to Candy Mayo 964. This is a newer to me color from Dollar Tree, and it is a green. It looks dark in the bottle, but I felt like when I was looking at it, it kind of seemed like you could get it to be a little bit less opaque, but we'll see. I mean, I want it to be opaque, but I just didn't want it to be so dark you can't that you lose some of the details. It's almost got a jelly consistency. Now you could go through and do their pants different colors than their upper portion if you wanted to take the time to do that. I've just decided not to this time. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Oh, let me see. Just trying to see if I'm missing something. So he has a little jar with an eyeball in it. So I'm going to go to Simply Lovely for that. Does that remind you guys of anything? So that was probably the, what do I call it? Kind of grossest mani I've done. Okay, I'm going to new color 997 for this little spider. I typically don't do icky, but again, I did want to use that plate, so I did this time. And if you don't know, I was referring to that Strange Oddities video. Okay, so for his little candy pieces, I'm going to go to Candy Mayo 969. Just trying to think of like some little Halloween colors for the candy instead of, you know, like doing red or something, making them look like Christmas time. Okay, now I see those little candy corn, so I'm not going to make those green. And there's a label here around the eye. I'm going to go ahead and do the same color for that. Okay, so I'm grabbed Color Vibes and White Out to do the little candy corns, and I found another little piece of candy above that, so I went ahead and did that as well. So I'm just going to do the upper portion of these little candy corns because I want the background color can take care of the bottom. I guess that's technically supposed to be yellow, but it'll be okay. We'll let it stay. And then, per usual, I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of the jar. I'm going to use Lunar, Color Vibe and Lunar this time. Sometimes I alternate between a couple different ones. And that is this color. Okay, and this one is done. I need to get my tape and get this little tiny piece of whatever this is off, but I'm going to do that in just a minute, but I'll go ahead and show you. Okay, so I have been multitasking per usual, so I've been gone for a minute, but it'll only be a snap for you friends. For this one's hat, let's go in with that. Oh my gosh, I saved it. Well, except for that one little line. That's okay, I'm just gonna deal with it because, wow, I tell you what, sometimes it is just not my day, and this is one of them. But I used it on that candy, but I think I want to use it for the hat. And again, you could go through and do different colors within these stripes, but I feel like since it's got those dark lines already, I'm just gonna leave it like this. I'm so sorry I messed his hat up. And I didn't feel like picking it up and redoing the part of him I've already done. He tumbled over. Okay, I'm gonna finish his hat and be right back because my dog is fixing to bark. Okay, I'm really hoping I can get through this. I'm gonna go to yellow for part of the candy. Just gonna do a little bit here and there because my neighbors are hollering per usual and nobody can ever tell if they're having the best time or they're really angry. And that upsets my dogs very much. I'm going to do the rest of the candy in this color. I used it earlier in something else. Let's see, I can see a little piece I missed. And we'll look at this one. Okay, for this one's Harry Potter looking hat, I'm going to go to that dark green again. And this one is the last gnome. So I'll finish and be back. Okay, so this one's got a cauldron and some potions, but for the cauldron I'm going to go to Sally Hansen Central Park 616. Okay, I'm going to do the mushroom in the green, lighter green tone I've been using. And I'm going to do that potion in this color. And whatever's inside of his cauldron, I'm going to go to that color. Then we have his outfit. Okay, and then I'm going to do his outfit in Candy Mayo 957. I can't remember if I've used that one this time. And back to Lunar for his potions bottle and the steam coming from his cauldron. Oh look, you can see it like right there. See how it glistens? Isn't that so pretty? Oh my goodness, there goes my dog's hair again. This has been one of the days she doesn't want me filming, so she keeps coming over here. I'll have to get that off, but we'll look at it first. Okay, so I've been sitting here for 15 minutes trying to make decisions. Oh my goodness. So pretty much all of them won't, all the images won't make it on completely. I've applied this matte top coat. I am fixing to apply this image. I'm going to concentrate on one particular side because I'm going to be doing something else as well. Part of it on the other side made it. So I'm not going to pull anything off right now. I'm going to let that sit to make sure it's all dry before I do my second part. Okay, I'm pulling in Maniology M398. I want to get this portion right here of these spiders. I might get the web too. I don't know. Let me kind of think on that. So I'm going to go back to, we'll go back to straight up black. And I'm going to put this on the upper portion of this particular nail. Okay. I'm going to take off this bottom piece that does not need to be on there. And put this towards the top. I really want the spiders on there, so I guess I'm not going to get the web on there unless I do like so. Okay, so I let that black dry for a minute and I applied the matte top coat. We're going to apply this one, but I'm going to focus on getting this side over here on there because that's where the spider is, so this pumpkin's not going to make it on. It's okay. But because I want it to make sense, so because it has a spider there, I got this little spiders up there. And just peel off the little pumpkin. I know, so sorry. Sometimes you just don't know till you get it on there what's for sure gonna fit. Okay. Alright, we're gonna get this one. And originally I had them all kind of set the way I wanted to get them on the nails, but I've had to swap some because of the things I'm adding to make them fit those portions. Alright, this one I'm going to concentrate on the cauldron side. Okay, and then I'll get these two little pieces off because they're not going to fit. Okay, so I'm going to pull in this plate, Gen C-M037, and we're going to get this little witch here. And we'll see how that'll fit. Nice pickup. So let's put her like so. Which is why I left the cauldron. Okay, I'm jumping around. So I'm going to Maniology M158 and we're going to get the booze here. So some of them I'm applying the image first and some of them I'm waiting. Depends on how the image is going to lay on the nail. So this one I wanted to make sure that I could fit what I wanted of the bottom half, and then I can go back. Knew I could go back to do these. So because he's got the ghost, we're going to go booze here. And I can touch that S up right there where it's missing. What I meant was like this one, I didn't want the spiders to like be over his head. I wanted his head to be over the spiders. So that's why I did the spiders on that one first. This one I wasn't quite sure how far up or where he was going to exactly be, so I waited to put her on there. Alright, and then we got this one. Okay, I think I'm going to jump to this one, or back to this one, and get this little ghost here. Let's see. I'm going to grab my Bam White from Maniology, B170. I don't know. I'm going to see if I can color in his eyes. If not, I can just add some eyes, because it kind of looks like it's a solid a bit. Oop. Actually, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and place him. He's going to go on this one. No, I don't like it. I don't like it. Okay, I decided to get this bigger ghost instead. So I'm going to, he can be colored in on his face. I am going to do that, and then I'll just apply more of the matte top coat to apply it, because I'm not very good at, I'm afraid I'm going to mess it up if I try to place it and then color that in. So I'm going to do opposite. And I'm just going to use straight up black B171 for that. So I'm gonna let that dry before I place. Okay, I decided to do this because I feel like it's just too empty right there. I just want a little something else is why I'm doing that. But while I'm applying it, I was going to ask, what would you do if we didn't have cotton balls to do our nail cleanup? The reason I'm asking is because there was a while I couldn't find cotton balls. I was store jumping trying to find some, kind of like the whole toilet paper issue we had, you know. And I was like, what would I do if I can't find any? I finally did find literally like 2 packs. So of course I grabbed them both, but I don't know, like, because if you use like some type of cloth, then it'd be stuck on there. You couldn't get your polish off of that. But then if you were to use like a napkin or something, you run into the same thing of like, well, it's a paper product. You may not can get to get it. Anyway, random thought. I was just wondering. Now the only difference is this one's got the outline and this one don't, but that's okay. I just wanted to fill that in. And again, the reason, or I didn't mention this, I'm sorry. The reason I added all these extras was because they were too plain without. They needed something. So that's why I went into adding some things. I feel like they're much better with the things than without. So Halloween gnomes. Now this one I didn't add anything around it because I just didn't feel like it needed it. He's got his little sign, and this one same thing. Plus I thought about adding a little pumpkin face over here, but I don't think it needs it, and there's really not enough room anyway, as to where the others had more room to work with on the upper portion. Also, because of the base color I'm using, and I didn't use stamping polish, I used, just my Dollar Tree polishes. You can see through part of them. You could just use even a cheap white, like the one I used earlier, to apply this behind your images. Like, paint them the color you want and then apply that, and then once you place them down, it should help you to not see through them. But I really didn't think it would be an issue with the orange, but apparently it was. But that's okay. I'm just gonna of course leave it. Not gonna redo them all now, but that does give you an idea. So I really hope that you enjoyed. I do greatly appreciate you watching. Thank you so very much, and until the next one, have a blessed day, friends. Bye.